Hello and welcome to session 3 of Hearts of Wulin, Legend of the Shark-Fingered Princess. This is a game of Hearts of Wulin, which is a wuxia game powered by the Apocalypse. And this particularly uses elements from our Supernatural add-on supplement. Not the high fantasy genre, but the sort of in the background characters are ghost hunters and things like that style elements. Before I get too far forward, this session is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts. The Gauntlet is an online gaming club. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. We have some safety tools on the table, just so you know. So if you don't like safety tools, you can stop watching now. We have lines and veils, and right now the only line that we have on the table strongly is sexual assault. That's a hard line on that. Players are welcome to add to that on the lines and veils tab throughout. We also have the X card in play, and then the open door policy is as well. So keep that in mind. A veil on torture. So last time our characters tried to investigate and track down this villainous cabal, knowing that it led back to Minister Delan, a highly placed minister whose things seem to have been done in the city for some purpose that the group is uncertain about. But there was this Tiger Soul ghost who was killing people involved with all of this as revenge for the past. Unfortunately, the link to Minister Delan, Razor Eyes Gong Sung, was killed by mortal engines in the course of this. And so the track that way was cut off. The group then had to take a more direct approach to dealing with the Tiger Soul ghost. They did deposit Casting Blaze, who had been part of this whole conspiracy. They did deposit him with a reasonably decent magistrate, Magistrate Bao. And so he is still out there as an element in that. They defeated the Tiger Soul ghost successfully and are now wondering what else is going on. And there are some other things that are out there. We've seen Sister Serpent a couple of times on the table. She is for some people will know, a snake spirit in human guise. We've seen Snowy Fox, who is a former love that has been corrupted and fell into that because of the actions of another character. We've seen this, let me get that name, Oxhead, this demon ordering Eye of Heaven to go and keep an eye on Turbulent Stone. That's a whole revenge thing that's coming up. But the other sort of big thing that occurred last time was that there was an attack on the house of Master Flawless, his order. Master Flawless and Mournful Ghost and some others had been attending at the palace. The prince here has called a lot of wuxia people into town, kind of looking them over, and Master Flawless apparently has been tasked for keeping things observed in the city during this time. There's a festival coming up. But I believe it was Moonlit River that came across this when went to call on Mournful Ghost, found that Snowy Fox had been there and had killed a number of people in the household, and had stolen the veil of the Shark-Fingered Princess, a item that had apparently been entrusted into the care of Master Flawless's order. And so that is a detail that is hanging out there. Are there any other big things on the table that I missed that anybody can think of?
I think that little breeze, my sister, snuck around after us because she has been taking a fancy to Turbine Stone, right?
Yes, we've seen her in the background of a couple of shots so far. We're just waiting for that hard move to pop up. But yes, she is around. Anything else, anybody? Okay, what I want to do is I want to go, well, I'm going to start with Turbulent Stone, kind of work my way through the characters. I want to check in on your entanglements, see if you're still good with them, and get a sense of where you're at. So let's start with you, Turbulent Stone. Your entanglements, one is connected to Seventh Storm. Looks like your love, Sunset Chen. But we also established through that Seventh Storm is engaged to Sky Voice, something that you kind of saw a little bit of and are still a little nervous about that. Can I ask you a question about that?
Sure.
What kind of monster? I don't think we established that. What kind of monster killed your love, Sunset Chen?
Oh, that's a good question. I do have in my roll move about a monster seeking revenge on me, so maybe it was like kind of a tit for tat with this monster. I wrote down the Elder Moth, which I'm imagining is some kind of Chinese like version of Mothman almost.
Mm-hmm. And you killed her mate, Jade Moth, and this is the first revenge was Elder Moth striking down Sunset Chen some years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. What are you doing for your advancement, since I know you had 8 XP?
I chose the move Shadowless Sword. Do you want me to read it? Or?
Yeah, just so everybody's kind of aware of that.
Sure. When you reveal you know a second style after rolling for a duel, raise your level of success. Write in that name of the element of the style, then erase this move. Choose another at the end of the session.
Yeah. Awesome. That's kind of a fun one. Are you good with both of your entanglements? You've got that, and you've also got the Sister Serpent entanglement. Are you good with those?
Yeah, I'm good with
Okay.
this.
Awesome. And you only have watermarked. So you're in decent shape. Some of the other characters are not in quite as decent shape, but we'll come back to that. All right. Well, I'll come back to you in a bit when we kind of get rolling on scenes. Eye of Heaven, Gold Spot T. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I wanted to look at your entanglements and see if you're good with both of those right now.
Yeah, they're fine.
So we saw Mournful Ghost last time. We'll get them on screen again. Of course, that's connected to the Moonlit River situation. And I think we've established that the person, the side of you that Moonlit River is suspicious of is Gold Spot T rather than Eye of Heaven, though Moonlit River kind of knows that the two are associated. Does that seem like a right thing to say? Oh, it's Tiger.
Yes, it just cut off in the box. Not a problem.
Gold Spot T the whole time.
She hasn't been very active.
Okay, but does that seem like the right way to read that?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it?
Oh, that Moonlit River is suspicious of Gold Spot Tiger.
Yes.
But not necessarily Eye of Heaven, though he knows that Eye of Heaven is associated with Gold Spot Tiger. Does that seem like a fair way to state that?
Yes, they are fraternal twins. So I think like they're associated. Like I think it's like everybody knows that they're related, quote unquote related.
Excellent. And we saw your master Oxhead. we'll be sure to get him on the table again. And you're good with both of those entanglements?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, all right. And you have no elements marked. You are free and clear. So we'll have to work on that. Let me swing round to Moonlit River. Moonlit River, are you good with your entanglements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Changing them now would be silly because they're important.
Yeah, we've got Mournful Ghost, Snowy Fox on there. Good stuff. And you have 3 of your elements marked. So we may want to begin with a montage scene of how you're going to recover one of those. But we'll come back to that. And then finally, 7th Storm. We have your entanglement with Snowy Fox and Moonlit River's Blame.
I changed the second one a little bit.
I need to practice.
Because I think that might be, I mean, I'm still worried about Master Flawless and he's still my friend and everything, but it's less the whatever his love interest is. I think the danger from Minister Delan is maybe
you certainly put him in the crosshairs last time.
I did, didn't I? I tend to do that. I don't know why.
So yeah, no, that seems perfect. And you have 2 elements marked. So you're okay, but you probably need to take some time to recover. All right. I'm going to begin with Turbulent Stone. What I'd like to do is kind of a once around to position where our characters are. We're taking up kind of the next day. You've informed people about the destruction of the ghost. We know that Casting Blaze has been put kind of in safekeeping for the moment. We know that Minister Delan is aware of what is going on and all of those things. So Turbulent Stone, in the wake of all of this and your successful defeat of the ghost, where do we see you when the camera comes into you?
I think maybe we return to kind of where I was at the first episode, so to speak, working on some medicine, but also kind of trying to recuperate. I didn't really get hurt so much, but I imagine I expended a lot of energy to do what I did, and it wasn't easy.
And what is the process that you have? Is it just a kind of a mental thing for bringing yourself back to full strength, or do we see any kind of exercises or rituals or anything?
Yeah, maybe a combination of exercises and wrapping certain parts of my body in like herb infused wraps and stuff like that. Stuff that seems kind of alien and strange because he has all these rituals from being a monster hunter and all these different strange ingredients that he uses.
And as you are there, this is your sort of office / shop kind of thing?
I guess it's more like my home. I think I probably rented or something like that.
You will hear a knock, someone very formally knocking on the door.
I stop what I'm doing and I go to the door and kind of crack it open to see who it is.
You see this young man who is there, kind of dressed up. The audience will realize that it is in fact Little Breeze in a disguise, little mustache, which is completely fooling. And this young man says, "You are Turbulent Stone?"
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I wish to hire you for a task.
Okay. I'm not accepting new work right now.
What? But I came all the way down here to this. It gestures to the area that you live in. Seedy underbelly.
Uh-huh.
Please, hear me out before you deny my request.
Okay.
I have a friend who is too proud to ask for help. Someone you know.
Go on.
My friend is Seventh Storm.
Hmm.
And I believe that there's a monster which is going to be pursuing Seventh Storm. And I wish to hire you to perhaps come and be on the grounds of Seventh Storm's estate to protect them.
Do I know this is Little Breeze, or does the disguise totally fool me?
Oh,
Disguises always work, is what
disguises always work
Okay.
unless you have an ability to do that, or if you want to push a study move, you can also do that.
No, I think it's more interesting if I fall for it.
And she will pull out he will pull out this wrapped bag, kind of opens it up, and there are several silver tails in there.
Please, I do not need a reward or task to help one of my friends. I appreciate you telling me about it. What is your name?
Righteous Viper.
Righteous Viper.
Yes.
How do you know Seventh Storm? I've never heard of you.
We were in school together. Same Sifu.
I see. This seems odd, but I'm not going to be rude and question it.
So you'll consider undertaking the task?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Good. Very good. Very good. All right then. Well, I should probably head back. I look forward to I look forward to you taking on this task.
I'll be there as soon as I get done with my morning rituals.
It would be embarrassing to Seventh Storm if you were to say that someone had asked about this and requested this, so you might not wish to do that. I would spare him the embarrassment of someone. He's very proud, very proud, very proud gentleman.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Good. I'm glad it does. Well, I'll get going then. And we see her head off there. We will come back to you. We'll see if we can cross some paths here in a bit, unless there's something you want to do move-wise or someplace you would go from there. Maybe we can kind of set that up.
We could just say that I'm at least on my way to Seventh Storm's place, and I'll probably just kind of take watch out there and not really make it. I'll try to make it not known that I'm actually there.
Okay.
So wherever you want to put me between there and whatever works best.
I think that makes sense. I think we might see Sister Serpent in the background of this as you move through the city at least once, probably trying to figure out what's up if you're doing as she asked and arranging that meeting. But we'll come back to that. When we come to you, are we seeing Eye of Heaven or Gold Spot Tiger?
When I sort of wake up, it's Eye of Heaven. But then, getting it together for the morning, throughout the morning routine, bathing or whatever, at a certain point, goes into the bathroom and comes out as Gold Spot Tiger.
And there's some things in there. Certainly, Oxhead has made some requests of you. There's this weird issue with the Shark Finger Princess. There's the question of Minister Delon. Well, what do you think you're up to today?
Today, I think I'm just going to check in with everybody and, establish Gold Spot Tiger, as more than just somebody who popped up real quick in the last episode. So.
So we know that you're aware that Moonlit River is somewhat suspicious of you, but of the other two, Turbulent Stone or Seventh Storm, who is it that you would try to speak with, or an NPC that you would go to talk with?
I think, let's see. Sorry.
That's good.
Turbulent Stone, I think.
Okay. Then I think it only makes sense that as you are heading through the city, that you will see Turbulent Stone. Given his appearance, given his reputation, the crowd kind of parts before him. Monster hunters mess with dangerous things, and people are always worried about spiritual contamination and those things. So you'll see him in Turbulent Stone. You will see Goldspot Tiger, who you interacted with briefly last session, who seems to be looking. Your eyes will meet there. Goldspot Tiger, how do you greet Turbulent Stone?
Turbulent Stone. It's Goldspot Tiger. I believe we met before at the temple. I was wondering if you needed any assistance with anything. My brother told me that you guys had a showdown with some sort of spirit, and I'm happy to help you and your crew in any way possible.
Oh, good to see you again. Yeah, your brother and I fought together with Seventh Storm and Moonlit River very valiantly last night. It was quite intense, and honestly, it would be great to have you around. The more people that we have fighting against these rageful spirits, the better our odds are of bringing them down.
Yes,
certainly 5 is better than 4.
Yeah, I've had him told me all about it last night when he came home. Unfortunately, our mother is sick, so he had to go tend to her, and so you can lean on me if you need me for any sort of backup.
I will definitely let you know. Though it seems like you yourself could use some help. What is your mother sick with?
She's old and infirm. She had us late in life, so basically, she just needs a lot of tending to. She doesn't have a particular ailment, but she's not well. Just infirm, unable to really get around on her own, and so she needs a lot of attention and care from us, her children.
I see. I don't mean to impose, but I would offer. I know how to make some rather unorthodox medicines, but very effective ones. Though I would need to perhaps harvest some of the plants around your mother's house. You don't have to say yes or no right now, but just an offer on the table, showing a goodwill towards your family.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
And as you are doing that conversation and maybe walking along, I think you'll hear Goldspot Tiger a buzzing in your ear.
Uh-oh.
And sounds like a horse fly. And then I think you'll hear a little voice that will say, Master Oxhead has something he wishes you to give to Turbulent Stone. When you have an opportunity, please go to hell. How do you react?
Well, I'm not going to start talking, so I'll sort of kind of, nod, quickly nod, and then, and then just try to be as discreet as possible. It's been heard.
And you'll hear that as that fly heads off there. Do you think that rises to the level of inner conflict, or is it do we have to wait to see what task Oxhead is actually putting in your hands?
Yeah, I think, I'm dedicated servant to Master Oxhead, so I don't know if I necessarily would be conflicted.
Not
but
yet.
It really depends on what the task is.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you and get that conflict. Let's swing around. Moonlit River. That battle took a lot out of you, and you were already wounded before you even went into it, right? Already injured. So when we come to you, what do we see?
Moonlit River is trying to meditate, and essentially trying to bring up his inner energy. But as you see him doing this, he gets the flashbacks to being stabbed by Snowy River or Snowy Fox, and it kind of breaks his concentration. And plus, concentration was one of the problems, was why he was sent out. So he's fairly impatient. So he's trying to do that kind of serenely in the room he's staying. Well, when that doesn't work, he grabs his weapons, kind of walks out into the woods, and then you see him like leaping up, knocking large branches, and then as he hits the ground and going up and then just like slashing out to try to slash all of the leaves as they're falling towards the ground. And see that this happened a couple times, and more and more of the ones that are hitting the ground are now like cut in two as he's just trying to get his head in a place. And then finally, like the sweaty and kind of tired, he sits on a stream, kind of closes his eyes and tries to concentrate. Now that he's gotten a bit of his aggression out.
So let me ask you a question. We've seen Moonlit River fight on screen before, and he's not, not the most coordinated, not the greatest fighter in there. But here, alone, outside of that, is it that we see your actual skill here?
It's what he kind of could be if it was something where in an actual battle, it's just he lacks the patience to do stuff. This is one where he is good against stuff where there's not another person there. But when there's another person, his blood gets up and he makes dumb mistakes. So like he knows what to do. Like he's got the ability to do stuff. He just, when there's a person, he doesn't trust his instincts to kind of relax and stay calm.
That seems fair. So what element do you want to clear?
We'll go ahead and clear his metal, just
Okay.
in case a fight happens.
Absolutely. As you are finishing up, you will hear that kind of polite cough that people do when they want to attract attention without interrupting your meditations. And you will see Mournful Ghost. Moonlit River.
Smiles, goes, Mournful Ghost, kind of gets up and stretches a bit, but the wound is still a little tender.
I heard word that you and the others fought against this Tiger Soul Ghost last night.
And we've apparently decided to make this a regular thing.
But you vanquished it?
Oh, I don't think did we destroy it last time?
Yeah, you destroyed it. Yep.
Okay. Yes, there will of course be people who summoned it.
You think it was called and not simply a ghost bent on revenge?
The one by just kind of look, I'm like, I have no idea. There's a conspiracy. Sometimes these come naturally. Sometimes these things can be brought in. My tendency is to think that perhaps there's someone behind it. If we're lucky, it was just brought for revenge.
I want to ask you, and now he kind of turns in that way that says that like he's going to ask you something, but clearly he's been sent to ask you this. I wonder, you were at the house yesterday when all this and Snowy Fox and so on. And I wonder if you knew anything of this Shark Finger Princess.
As I recall, I don't think I do.
Yeah, I don't think you. Well, I don't know. Can't remember if we did a study roll or not, but you can decide whether you're uncertain or if you want to make a roll.
Yeah, well, go ahead and I'll make a roll.
Okay. What do you want to roll that with?
Well, I don't have a lot of options.
Yes.
Let's go with wood. Oh, what's the? Let me get the.
Oh, yeah. Here is multiply just condor. There's the roll for your party.
Thank you. Four.
No, this is certainly absent. Like this, when you was brought up yesterday, you were actually kind of bothered by not knowing about this, not having heard anything of this, especially since it's clearly connected. And perhaps if you had, you might have been able to do something. And I think the combination of that realization and the fact that once again, your friend is here sort of on false pretenses. I'd like you to roll inner conflict.
And as I recall, I also marked the.
Yeah. I think that's well, you don't always have to, but yeah, I think that's a good complimentary soft move here for you.
Okay. So use fire here. Inner conflict is anything except for your style roll.
Yes, so I think you are on fire.
11, 13.
So what do we see on screen that tells us that you're kind of pushing past all of that?
There's a moment where his just eyes go a little bit hard and his face goes cold for a moment. But then there's just almost a imperceptible, but very small, just sort of like slight nodding, like this is not his fault that he's been sent to ask this particularly. He has people that I don't trust the people that he answers to. But this is the way of the world.
So you don't know anything of this princess?
I wish I did.
All right. Go ahead and don't forget to mark XP for rolling in your conflict. And he's, well, I should go then. And he will leave you alone with your thoughts. You recovered, and then the turmoil once again unbalanced your energies.
Sits back, I'm trying to, and I can't.
Yeah. Seventh Storm. When we come to you, where do we see you?
I think it's in a garden of our estate. There's a little kind of, it's not a shrine, it's more like a gazebo or something like that. There's a waterfall nearby and beautiful flowers, and we see Seventh Storm. He realizes that his inner balance is compromised, and he tries to work this out. He has with him some brushes and some parchment, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he is trying to write out Snowy Fox's name, because that is what is bothering him. But it's hard, right? You have to do it right, and all the time he's still so bothered. There is still always, when he starts to write the name, then the image of Snowy Fox starts to form from these letters and looks at him with this trusting expression, and then a shadow falls over her, and then the writing is ruined. And again and again, and finally he decides that this is maybe the wrong approach to get at this, and he will then start to write Moonlit River's name, because that is a connection, but it's not so strong, and maybe he can do that. And yeah.
I think you'll see it, just a little bit of the breeze moving, and you will realize that there's another figure that has arrived here.
Do I clear the element though?
Yeah. Which one do you want to clear? Do you want to clear
Water.
fire or water?
Water.
Okay.
Okay.
And you will realize that your mother is here.
Oh, I will stop what I'm doing and I will then go to her.
Seventh Storm.
Mother.
I understood you were successful in defeating the phantasm that plagued the city.
We were successful in slaying the tiger. We were not successful yet in uncovering the conspiracy, but we have started.
Good, good. I understand that evidence of your previous failure with Snowy Fox has returned.
Did I hear that she was at Master Flawless's house? Did I hear that? Yes, right?
Yeah.
Somebody told me she stole something from Master Flawless's house. I will go and investigate this, but I felt that I needed to untangle myself from the situation first before I go and face her.
Are you prepared to do what needs to be done?
I am. And I'm rolling in a conflict because I totally am not.
Okay.
But I cannot admit that to my mother, right? That's not, that I can't do that. I will roll with Earth because that seems, oh wow. I've rolled a 6, then it's this thing, it's a 7. Yay.
So you can choose to withdraw in a way that kind of tells your mother that you're off balance, or you can mark Earth and hold yourself together here in front of her.
I mean, I would love to mark Earth, but I think the idea that I'm just rushing off, it's also very attractive. And I think, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I say, you're right, I should go and do that. Thank you for your advice, and off he goes.
You will rush off. Which you rush past, probably see your father here in thing. Your mother is sort of the dominant force.
Yes.
In this, when we see you kind of rush past your father here, what do we see of your father? What is the trait or image that we get of the sense of him?
I think, I wonder who he or what he is. I think he's maybe a kind of a traveler, somebody who's on the road a lot and peddling, a diplomat. Yeah, I guess that's the right thing, a diplomat. And I think he's called Rising Crane.
Rising Crane, okay.
And I think he looks at his son like going by, and he's like, okay, and then it's more like, have you seen your sister? And yeah, exactly like that. Have you seen your?
And you see, that when it comes to you, he defers to your mother because of the role as the seventh storm. But he tries not to be worried about you, but he is from time to time. Let's see. Turbulent Stone. Do we have you still with Gold Spot Tiger? Do we want to have you cross paths with another person? What would you like to do?
Maybe cross paths with another person, and if Gold Spot Tiger wants to be there as well, that's fine with me.
Well, you were certainly headed to kind of maybe see what was going on at Seven Storm's household.
Yeah.
And as you and Gold Spot Tiger arrive, you will see Seventh Storm heading out, maybe a little more disheveled than you would expect. What would you do?
think seeing his disheveled nature, I would kind of assume this has something to do with what Righteous Viper? Yeah, Righteous
Yes.
Viper told me. I think I wouldn't be able to help but like rush up and try to catch him.
Yeah, even though you kind of want to be subtle, he still looks like someone you care strongly about. And Seventh Storm, I like what you're saying, that it's more the little losing control of your illusion, Seventh Storm, as you're heading out there. We might see some of those effects in the air. In Seventh Storm, you see Turbulent Stone approaching. A Goldspot Tiger, as you see Turbulent Stone head to make this connection, do you follow, or are you heading somewhere else? Just to confirm positioning.
I'll follow.
Okay. So you will see Seventh Storm, Turbulent Stone, and Goldspot Tiger.
Do I know her?
I don't know. I know you know Eye of Heaven. I would assume that you know that
Okay.
she is the fraternal twin of
Okay.
Eye of Heaven.
Okay, then I will stop and bow to the two of you and say, "Oh, that is a fortuitous meeting, Turbulent Stone. I was just going out to continue the investigation into the situation in the city, actually."
So you are feeling well today? You're feeling rested enough to continue even with what happened last night?
Yes, I do. Thanks for your concern.
Your fortitude is, well, I'm jealous of it, to be frank.
Well, I have been taught from early on to fight for justice and use my powers for the protection of the city.
Where are you going to be in like an hour or so? I could catch up with you. I just have a quick errand to run.
I think I remember. I think I'm going to meet with Master Flawless.
I'm guessing that's probably not something I can waltz into necessarily. Well, perhaps we can meet later and continue the investigation together.
Yes, I mean, Master Flawless has been helping me with the investigation. I'm sure he would be welcome at his house.
Oh, great. Okay. I'll meet
and
you there.
you, of course, as well, Goldspot Tiger. So, yeah.
I think I'm embarrassed because I briefly forgot Goldspot Tiger was with me. Because I got to tunnel vision on Seventh Storm.
And I will turn to you, and but you are holding up well, Turbulent Stone. You fought so well, I forgot to be concerned.
Well, thank you. It definitely wasn't easy, but I appreciate the compliment. You also fought well. Very well.
Thank you. Wow.
Turbulent Stone, this is a kind of an intimate conversation, probably the first like relaxed, intimate conversation you've had with Seventh Storm. Let's have that inner conflict roll for you here.
Okay.
Kind of get your emotions in check.
Let's see. What should I roll with? I feel like I'm being a little spontaneous right now, so maybe I'll roll a fire.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That is an 8.
That is an 8. So you can try and like extricate yourself with this. Maybe the little this emotion is getting too much for you. or you can mark that element. In either case, you get to mark an XP.
Okay.
I mark my XP.
I
did.
will. I'll probably kind of dash off because I'm probably. I realize I'm lingering now, and I need to go. What I'm trying to do is go check out Seven Storm's house for whatever this spirit is that Righteous Viper told me about. And I figure it's actually probably a good time while he's away to do that.
Yeah.
But Seven Storm and Gold Spot Tiger, Turbulent Stone sort of reaction and kind of like heads off, and it's a little odd. Like you're like, okay, what? That felt strange. Not sure what that was about.
Yes, I will turn to Godspot Tiger and say, well, he seems very eager in his task. Do you know where he's going?
No, I just ran into him on the way. So no, I don't. I'm not sure where he's off to or what his mission is. But feel like keeping an eye on him, make sure he's okay.
I would appreciate that, actually. He is a good friend and I care very much about his well-being, but I must I have another friend that I'm worried about.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. You go take care of your business, and I'll keep an eye on him. And if anything untoward happens.
Thank you. Yes, if anything untoward happens, if anything happens at my front, I might send you a messenger.
Please do.
I will.
Can I use my painted skin move?
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to dip into an alley, and then just kind of take on the appearance of a beggar, and then follow Turbulent Stone.
That seems good. So let's kind of cut to that scene. Turbulent Stone, you're heading back to the household of Seventh Storm?
Yeah.
How do you intend to gain entry? Are you going to sneak in, or are you going to present yourself at the front gate? You are, for want of a better word, slightly disreputable.
Yeah, I don't know if they would let me in. I think I'm gonna have to sneak in.
I think last time when you came, I definitely told my servants that they should treat you with respect and stuff like that. So
Yeah, they're probably. I wouldn't imagine they would let me in without you there, unless I just got lucky and Little Breeze came out and invited me in or something like that.
You could certainly try and hearts and minds your way in.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you can go up, present yourself. We see Gold Spot Tiger in the background. Let's have you make that hearts and minds roll. What do you want to roll that with?
I'll roll it with wood. Ooh. That is a 2.
That is a 2. So I think as you arrive there, and the doors are opened, we will see Little Breeze change. The mustache is gone. She's changed part of her costume, just so we have that. And she's like, "Oh, Master Turbulent Stone, how are you?"
Hi. Was it Tiny Wind?
Little Breeze.
Oh yes.
The
hi, Little Breeze.
the older sister, younger sister of Seventh Storm, though very mature for my age.
Certainly, you are. But is there only like 1 year difference between you two?
It's a matter of nothing. Why have you come here? What do you have some business?
Uh, uh, um, I just wanted to see if Seventh Storm was here to continue planning. I'm sure you know that we're in the middle of a investigation.
Ah, yes. Well, let's go inside and see.
Okay.
And I think, she'll kind of gesture. I think as we see that, I think on screen we'll hear a little buzzing. And I think we see this horsefly land just on her shoulder and then kind of vanish into the hair there. Let's come to, I want to check in with Goldspot Tiger. And then I definitely want to get back to Moonlit River since it's been a bit here. Goldspot Tiger, you see, you're following as the beggar, and then you see Turbulent Stone make his way into this fancy household, and I'm guessing that you know of the house, the Lotus Wind lineage, so you're aware of who this belongs to. What would you do?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was there as Eye of Heaven last time.
Yeah.
So I'm aware that it's Seven Storm's house.
Yep.
So they've just disappeared into the house.
They've been invited, welcomed in.
Right. How about if I use the painted skin again? Can I transform into a non-human form as well?
Let's see here. Change physical presence. Yes, I believe so.
All right. So how about if I dip into the alley again and change into a cat, and then try to get in the house somehow to keep an eye on things.
Sure. I am going to have you make an overcome roll since you are going into the house. You are kind of a monster, and you are going into the house of kind of people who deal with magic and monsters. Does that seem fair? Jeez, am I no? Oh, sorry. What do you think, Abe?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yes, that's totally A-okay. Hold on a second. Let me roll real quick.
Sure.
I rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8. So I think you need to mark an element of your choice, expending some of your energy to slip past the wards in this tiny form. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What would you mark?
I have a -1 on Earth, so I'll probably just mark that one.
Okay, yeah. Lose a little bit of your caution there. That makes sense. Let's come back to Moonlit River. Where do we see you now? Are we in town? Are you at one of the locations of an NPC, a PC? Where do we want you to be at?
Don't know. Probably returned from back in town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who right now I'd want to see.
Do you want to? You could talk to Master Flawless. You could go try and find someone who knows about the Sharkfinger Princess.
I look for information about the Sharkfinger Princess.
Okay. We have a move in the supernatural for this called Seek Expert. When you ask an expert about a supernatural manifestation you've witnessed or seen evidence of, roll. So what do you want to roll that with?
Let's go with fire. Trying to get there quickly. Cleverness, try to decide who might know. That's an 8 with my fire.
Okay. You will. This says you can get to ask a question or of me before they get too cranky with you. Is the base effect there? So there is the aged Taoist that you go to see, who you call on, who you don't care for. What is his name?
Let's go with Crescent Moon.
Yeah, it is good to see you again. It has been some time, and I assume now my illustrious expertise is what you require to actually complete your task, because you're unable to finish the job.
I need someone with a great deal of knowledge. And
Well, that is me. That is
when
me.
I thought of who would know, Crescent Moon.
Yes, well, you spoke correctly, but my time is short, and there is not enough tea in my cup.
I'll take his cup, and is there stuff there to make him tea?
Yeah.
Okay. Start working on the tea form. And I apologize. I've been getting like 4 hours of sleep the last several nights.
Oh,
so I'm
sure,
a little
sure.
out. Do you remind what do we know so far of the Shark-Fingered Princess?
You know that she's sort of figure from like 10 years ago. You know she's associated with this 1,000 venoms in some way. We know that what was taken was her veil. But beyond that, we don't have a lot of information yet.
Okay. We are trying to discover more about the Izatigo.
Though it's adequate. It works with your level of skill.
Apologize for not being better. We are looking for information on the Shark-Fingered Princess. We believe she might be involved in some of the things happening.
That is a name I have not heard in some time. Is it suspected that she has manifested again?
I believe that's correct. I think she was... You thought she was one behind it?
Well, then, there is much to be worried about. You see, I know that the festival that is coming up is the Bridal Festival, and also the auspicious time to get declarations of love. Ask me why that's important.
I take it that her declarations of love did not go particularly well.
Exactly. She is a righteous spirit of vengeance for rejection. She comes to those who have been rejected in love.
Well, that certainly narrows down our possible people involved to humanity. We've dealt a lot with vengeance spirits recently. I was hoping for a break.
Well, vengeance is good business for many people. Be careful, because those that she touches can become her bridesmaids, her handmaidens, as it were.
We believe her veil may have been taken. Is that something that if we were to find, would that be one way to banish her?
Okay, so I have to figure that out. I'm tired. I need to take a nap.
Thank you for your time and your wisdom.
And he literally like does that thing where he falls asleep, standing up, sitting up kind of thing, and loudly. Does that seem fair? let's come back to Seventh Storm then. Who are you calling on?
I wanted to see about Master Flawless because A, Minister Delan might still be after him, and B, there was this thing where Snowy Fox was appearing at his house and took something, and I don't know how much I know about that, but I'm worried. I'm worried about everything, but yeah, it seems like I should be there. I will try to get myself together before he sees me in this slightly unbalanced state. But well, he's my friend; he will understand. If there is the occasional illusion of a little sparrow or something flying, you can see these outlines around me when I'm not really in balance. That's a bit weird.
Does come in. He has a couple of the still living servants of the household bring in tea, and he doesn't say anything for a bit while he kind of watches you, and he says, "What troubles you, my friend?"
I'm worried about you, my friend. I cannot apologize deeply enough to put you into a situation with Minister Delan. I fear for you.
There are many things which have come up recently. If Minister Delan is worried, I very much doubt that she will take any action while my order is acting on the prince's behest. I can't imagine that that there would be any issue on that. I think you are overly worried about these things. There are other matters to attend to. I take it your destruction of the tiger soul was successful.
Yes, but that still leaves the conspiracy at large. Also, I heard you were attacked by someone I knew.
And you can tell that he's kind of avoided the subject. Like he knows of your past with Snowy Fox because yes, Moonlit River was here yesterday, and there was an incident. Someone he claims was Snowy Fox was present and killed a number of people here and stole a object in our keeping.
I'm going to roll for inner conflict. Come on.
Yeah. If you don't know, maybe all of this is your fault.
Yeah, probably all of this is my fault. I guess I'm rolling it with water at this time. Yeah, still a 7.
Okay.
But this time I want to keep it together. I'm going to mark water. No, it's not invalid. Go away. Sorry. Yes, I will say I'm Master Delan. What became of Snowy Fox? I feel responsible. And I apologize to you for the destruction that happened as a result of my negligence with Snowy Fox. I beg your forgiveness.
You have certainly put yourself on the rack about this for many years. You must let it go at some point.
I was supposed to protect her. I did not. How can I let myself resolve of that, my friend? It happened. It is my responsibility. I must find her. I must talk to her. I must find out what happened exactly and try to undo my mistake or die for it.
And his eyes get set and he said, I have 7 men dead at her hands.
Yes. 7 dead.
And you would try to speak with her.
I believe she does not act on her own agenda.
I do not wish us to be put at odds over this,
No.
but I will tell you that if I find Snowy Fox first, I will banish her soul from this earth. I will not speak with her.
And you certainly have that right, my friend. But understand that I cannot be this determined. I should be, and I will not let this happen again if there's anything in my power to undo this. But do not ask me to simply slay her.
I will agree not to ask you that if you will agree not to ask me to let her live.
I do not ask that of you.
Good. Then we should turn to tea and perhaps more pleasant thoughts.
Yes, but before we do that, what is it that she took?
And he pauses, and I'm going to need hearts and minds. He's very reluctant to speak of this. It took a
Okay.
hearts and minds roll to get info out of him yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think I want to hearts and mind him with Earth. That seems appropriate. Okay, I've rolled an 11.
The Sharkfinger Princess is a potent supernatural manifestation. The veil is an artifact of her. It was one of the pieces that were broken apart when the Thousand Venoms were destroyed 10 years ago.
Okay. I was too young to really be a part of that, but I know my mother played a role.
Yes, she did. Perhaps you should ask her about the piece that she keeps safe in your household. And
yes.
I'm gonna cut there, I think. Let's take a 5-6 minute break here, and then we'll come back with Turbulent Stone.
Sounds good. Hello?
And yes, go ahead and mark wood for that failed turbulent stone.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Did you guys just pop back in, or is my internet shockingly slow?
We just popped back in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Connectivity issues today.
oh yeah, this has certainly shown these last few weeks have shown the strain on various people's internets. So turbulent stone, you're brought in by this young woman who is certainly trying to bear herself as some years older than she actually is, and she brings you to the household, and she says, uh, may I ask what your business with my brother is?
Oh, well, we're doing an investigation together. So I wanted to meet about that.
Uh, perhaps while you're waiting, I can take you on a tour of the household.
Yes, that would be great.
Oh, good.
But I think I want to also use this as an excuse to look for any signs of spirits or anything paranormal.
Yeah. So let's have you make a study move.
Okay. I will do that with... I'm going to do it first. Whoa. Okay. A 5.
A 5, you said?
Yeah.
Well, then I think you completely miss the demon fly that is on her shoulder. There are so many wardings and things like that around here. And you're kind of distracted by that. when you hear her say, "And I'll show you where we keep some of the family treasures," and you see her kind of wants to show off, and so she's taking you to this place, and you can see there are various wards around it, and she says, I think you'll find these things very interesting."
Okay. I think there's like a few common decorations that I might point out and sort of be like, in my ignorance, be like, oh my goodness, this must be priceless. But it's just like a dinner plate or something like that.
Yes, and she kind of puts it off to the side, like it was clearly left a tray left here when people brought in earlier. She goes, "There are other things here, more. When I was a very young girl, many years ago, I used to come in here and play, and there were some things that were fascinating to me." And you see her go over, and she slides these wooden panels apart, and you see her reach in and take out this box, and she puts it off to the side there. Let's check in with Goldspot Tiger, since you're also on scene.
I'm sort of just perched. Well, I guess I'm trying to stay low and out of the way, but I'm keeping an eye on all of this stuff. Was I able to access the room with them?
Yeah, I think so. Given your overcome roll before, I think you're kind of hidden in a corner, and you will realize that you are in a place that these two should not be, because these are where some of the prized, kept secure items of the Lotus Wind lineage are kept.
Do I see what sort of things am I looking at besides the priceless dinner plate that's not priceless?
Right. There are wooden swords of fallen Taoists. There are ritual objects, some from the Thousand Venoms that are kept hidden away, and things like that. This is clearly where important things for their sorcery are kept, but also things that were dangerous items that shouldn't be out in the public.
Sorry, hold on. I'm going to let the siren go by.
Sure, absolutely. We're a few blocks away from a hospital, so we actually get medical helicopters coming over, which is super loud.
All right. Is there anything that I see of note that might be of interest to Master Oxhead?
Let's have you make a study move.
All right. Second, I just got to find the dang tab. There we go. I rolled an 8.
So you have one hold. You can ask a question, or you can make a declaration.
I can ask a question or make a declaration.
Yeah.
Declarations being like, I see a thing that Master Oxhead would love.
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Just you can say that and tell me what it is.
All right. Could it be some sort of like magic item that I can hold on me? Like that would bend, like, whatever, like a defense, that would help me in battle or something like that.
There is a little silver bell that is a painful to certain kinds of demons and ghosts to hear. That is off to the side, and it's small enough you could probably grab it in your little kitty mouth and make off with it with no problem.
I'm going to assume that I'll alert I'm running off with a bell. So
Well,
sure.
that'll depend on the roll.
Okay. Yes, I'll happily do that. It seems like it's an opportunity for some good pathos.
Absolutely.
Roll again.
Yep. What do you want to roll that with?
1 second. I have a +2 for fire, which is creativity, speed, and passion. So I'll use
Absolutely.
that. That would be a 12.
That would be a 12. So you get it in your mouth and you can jump away with no sound whatsoever. You are silent. Turbulent stone. You don't see the cat bloop and then down. But what you do see is little breeze opens this box and you see this beautiful red comb. And you see her go, oh, I think something bit me. But let me show you this. And she will pick up this beautiful bridal comb that she holds out to you. And she says, I always hoped that when I get married, that mother would let me wear this. It is so beautiful, isn't it?
It is a comb, is it?
Yes, it's a bridal comb.
I see. It's quite beautiful.
Well, we should probably go now.
Yes. It seems your brother is not here.
No, must have gone out. Why don't we go out and look for him?
Okay. Say, you haven't experienced anything weird in the house recently, have you? I mean, it could be as simple as coughing you didn't expect, or maybe just a spring up of allergies, or maybe things breaking unexpectedly.
No, everything has been perfectly normal in the household.
Okay.
And she will lead you out of this room. I think the camera will linger on the box, still on that counter, now empty as you leave.
Oh, should I have marked Earth because I failed that roll too? Is it just each time I fail?
Usually wait, and I'll tell you if I should have you
okay.
move it. In fact, I'm not going to have you mark the Earth on that one. I think that's a style element, so I think I will be generous in this moment because I'm making things terrible for you. Yes, we see little breezes go out under demonic control, holding the comb of the Shark-Fingered Princess. And your good friend Goldspot Tiger has stolen a magic item from Seven Storms' household. Let's come back to Moonlit River.
All right. I think I might look for Mournful Ghost.
Okay. Let's say that you can you would go back to his household, the place you were at yesterday, where all of this went down, and I think you would arrive, and I think as you come in to seek out Mournful Ghost, I think you will see like there's an open window out onto the garden, and you will see Seventh Storm and Master Flawless sitting there, clearly finishing up a conversation.
I'll kind of pause and wait for Seventh Storm to be done so I can talk with him.
And Master Flawless will say, Seventh Storm, I believe your friend Moonlit River here has returned to the scene of the crime.
Oh, I have a bad feeling I should get get home. I don't know what that is, but if you will excuse me, thank you for your kind words and your understanding. And I bow to him, and I bow to Moon. But then I go out and look at Moonlit River and bow to him and say, Moonlit River, I hope you are well after our battle this evening.
Still a bit worse for wear, but I found out a bit more about the Shark-Fingered Princess.
And that will stop me, of course, from rushing off to my home. But you can see that I'm nervous because there are all these illusions that I'm still not fully in control of. They're just trying to run away from you, but you don't know why that is. So I'm look at you. That is fortuitous indeed. Will you share your information?
Yes, shall we leave the grounds first?
Yes, I want to. I have learned that what went missing is this veil of the Shark-Fingered Princess, and I believe that in my household there might be another item connected to this spirit.
Which means, and I kind of look around because I don't want to be, I don't trust Master Flawless. I'm like,
So
in that case,
we'll assume it is kind of as you're walking now out of the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in that case, Snowy Fox is working on behalf of someone to put those together. The Bridal Festival's coming up. Shark-Fingered Princess is a spirit of vengeance for those who are rejected in love.
Oh. Well, the Bridal Festival is when I'm supposed to get married.
Might be a bad time to decide you don't want to in this particular Bridal Festival.
Yes, I had not intended to not go through with it, but I do not. Well, of course I will do my duty. I go to enroll in a conflict. Come on, I don't love this girl.
Oh no, you don't.
I mean, and I don't know if I want to tell that to Moonlit River. Probably not. Probably the worst person to tell it to. But hey, I am going to roll that with caution.
That you do love?
Snowy Fox still.
Okay, still.
I mean, that's why I don't want to kill her outright. That's why I want to talk to her and tell her that being on the dark side is a bad idea and that there is still good in her or stuff like that. I've rolled a 6, and since I've rolled it with, I think I want to roll it with wood, which is patience, growth, and curiosity. It's a 6, so I failed that roll. Whee!
So go ahead and mark wood, and
yes.
I think you will hear your name called, Seventh Storm.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And you will see Sky Voice and several of her handmaids are clearly shopping, and she looks and she is Seventh Storm.
And I throw a look at Moonlit River like, but of course I can't say anything, and I will say, Sky Voice, how fortuitous to meet you here. I am actually, and have been talking to Moonlit River here about our forthcoming wedding.
I'm so glad. I mean, I'd hoped that we'd have more time together in the days leading up to this, and but you've been so busy.
I still am. I fear that there are matters of urgent attention I must attend to. I apologize deeply and will, of course, make it up to you with appropriate attentions on the day of the Bridal Festival. But to ensure that this goes without a hitch and that there is no interference in our upcoming nuptials, I will now have to take care of this little niggling hindrance.
No, I understand if your duty calls you away again.
Thank you. And I bow to her and I rush off.
She's about to say she understands, and you go before she can even get a chance to say that. And Moonlit River, I think, is as Seventh Storm moves off, you see the handmaids kind of move up. At least one of them is handing Sky Voice a handkerchief to daub her face before her makeup gets smeared.
And I will try to drag. Maybe it's not intentional that I'm dragging him away, but I really want to get out of this conversation. And I say, yes, well, that went well, didn't it?
I think she was not at all upset as we were leaving.
Why would she be upset? I try to ensure that this whole wedding is not disturbed by any shark-fingered princess. That would be terrible.
In my experience, when the groom rushes away from the bride like that, it does tend to lead to some hurt feelings on her behalf.
You are very wise on the river, and I will write to her. But I still think we should get to my house, because I have, ever since Master Flawless mentioned that my mother had another piece of this shark-fingered princess at our house, I have that feeling that, when something is going on and something bad is about to happen.
It may be the way we can get Snowy Fox to come to us, and we can find out if she's doing this on her own or if she is working with someone.
Yes, we need to talk to her, I think.
And I'm going to cut away from you two heading towards your household. Turbulent Stone, Gold Spot Tiger in cat form. Little Breeze says, yes, we should head out into the city and see if we can find my brother.
Oh, you know what? I have another appointment I need to get to.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'll have to look on my own then. And you're kind of at the door, and she says, well, good day to you then.
Good day to you, and thank you for showing me around.
It is no problem.
Hope to see you again.
Mm-hmm. And she heads off into town.
Interesting.
I think this is the time when I need to put all four of you together in a scene. We're perhaps a minute later as you're kind of there. Goldspot Tiger, have you changed your shape back into some other form?
I actually had a game plan that I thought I'd like to try, but my thought was to take the bell and go plant it in Turbulent Stone's house somewhere, and then rat him out to Seventh Storm.
Okay.
But if we need to keep the game moving along, I can maybe do that at a later date.
Yeah, we'll let you sabotage relationships a little bit later, but I think that's perfect. Turbulent Stone, you kind of looking at, okay, well, now what should I do? Stuff, and you start moving, and you see Seventh Storm and Moonlit River coming in something of a rush towards the house. Do you want to greet them?
Oh, I feel like I'm caught in like a weird lie I didn't mean to be in.
Yeah.
Maybe I try to circle back and like run down the same path as them and try to make up some story about how like I went to go see you at the temple but you weren't there, and so I figured you would come to the house.
I have the feeling that neither of them are paying that much attention to that they have other matters to attend to. So if you kind of come at an odd angle, they will probably not see anything. Does that seem fair, Moonlit River, Seventh Storm?
Regardless, I'm very stressed out about it because
yes.
I think that they know for sure that I was lying.
And Goldspot Tiger, how do you want to play in this?
I am going to stay in cat form and watch the fireworks for right now.
Okay. So Seventh Storm, you return back to your household. Turbulent Stone is there. Moonlit River. Some of the servants who just saw you hear Turbulent Stone kind of nod at you as you come in, and Master Storm.
I need to speak with my mother urgently. And I turn to Moonlit River and tell. Would you maybe tell what you told me to Turbulent Stone? I don't know if you Turbulent Stone. I don't know how much you know. I must speak to my mother.
And so you will go to Rush to do that. You have to go back up to her meditation tower. We'll come to that in a second. Turbulent Stone, Moonlit River. How are you telling each other, just in general?
What's going on?
I fill him in what I know about the princess. And what we need to do now is possibly lure Snowy Fox, because she's gathering artifacts connected to the Sharkfinger Princess.
Oh my goodness.
Oops.
Let's cut from there. Your mother is meditating, and she'll open her eyes when she sees you.
Eyeball, mother, I have just spoken to Master Dylan, and what was stolen from his house was the veil of the Sharkfinger Princess, and he told me that we hold another piece of her here at our house. And when he told me that, I had a very, very strange feeling.
There's nothing to worry about, Seventh Storm. We do keep one of the pieces from her, but the wards we have set up are significant. Only you, I, others of our bloodline can pass through them.
That, thank you, Mother, for saying that. I do not feel relieved. Will you indulge me and let me have a look?
Sure. You know where the vault is. You may.
Yes.
You have my permission to enter.
Thank you, Mother. I rush off because I don't want to explain to her why I have feelings and why I'm worried and why I'm so unbalanced at this moment. So I will just go to Turbulent Stone and Moonlit River. I imagine it's on the way. Anyway, say, well, I'm going into the vault and go see if it's there. It probably is. I mean, only one of our bloodline can even touch these things. So, should be safe.
And Turbulent Stone, you feel a little dread as you're heading back to the place you were just at, viewing these artifacts, kind of into the tiger's den, as it were. Goldspot Tiger, I assume you're following along in cat form?
Yep.
Okay. Then Seventh Storm, you will arrive, you will throw open the door, you will come in, and you will see immediately that two things are missing.
Okay.
The demon shaking bell is gone from its perch off to the side. But more importantly, you see that there is a wooden case that is open that you know held this beautiful red bridal comb, and the comb is missing.
No. Somebody was here and took the comb, bridal comb.
Comb?
Yes.
Oh. I see.
Well,
who could have taken it?
I don't know. We'll ask the servants who was here.
She's going to Seventh Storm is about to go and ask the servants who was here. Turbulent Stone.
I have an idea. I mean,
Okay.
I believe you mentioned that only someone of your bloodline can open these doors, correct?
Yes.
I don't mean to accuse anyone, but does Little Breeze ever like to come in here?
Little Breeze, no, she's just a child. She would not. Oh, she totally would. Oh my, this little. Oh my, no. Why did she take? Why would she take the coom and why would she take the bell? I don't understand it. But we must find her.
What does the bell do?
It does a demon shaking bell. It creates a piercing sound that disturbs demons. It's been my family for a long time, but I think that comb might have been part of the shark-fingered princess. Seems like a thing that she would have. And if my sister has taken it out of some, I don't know, youthful infatuation. I think she's written love poems for the last few days. I don't know who took her fancy. I don't care. But
You might want to care, because if someone's taken her fancy, with the shark-fingered princess, it comes and punishes those who are rejected by love.
Oh, yes. We should absolutely go and find her.
Someone could be in danger.
She could be in danger.
She loves shopping. Does she not? Maybe she's in town?
Yes, I imagine that is something we can ask the servants when she went and where, and who she took with her, because she wouldn't go alone.
Oh, she wouldn't. I see.
No, of course not. She's just a child. She needs a servant at least to carry her purchases, I guess.
Of course. Turbulent Stone is like welling with conflicted feelings.
Let's have you roll inner conflict, I think.
That seems right.
What do you want to roll?
I think I'm going to roll with fire, because I'm just trying to act as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I got an 8.
Okay. So you can decide to mark fire and keep yourself intact, or you can reveal to Seventh Storm that you had some involvement in this in some way.
I don't think I would ever do that. Yeah, I'm going to mark fire.
Okay. So the three of you will head to the front gates. Goldspot Tiger, you're also still in tow.
Following along.
And the serpents are there. Do you want to just head out into town, Seventh Storm?
Yes, of course. I mean, I can still ask around, and she's my little sister. I've got to find her.
Okay. So the three of you will head out. So let's have you make a study move, Seventh Storm.
Sure, I will. What do I have not marked yet? I will use Earth. I don't want to use my style element. Roll for a party. That's where it is. Come on. Oh wow, I've got a 5. I've got a 6. At this point, I will burn a bond.
That makes sense.
I will burn the bond with Moonlit River, maybe, because I really, really don't want to fail another young woman in his presence. Also, she's my sister, but I mean, I can feel his eyes judging me, even if he's not, but still. So that makes it a 7. Yeah, makes it a 7.
So what is your question or declaration?
I think I want to ask a question. I think I want to figure out where my sister is, because I mean I'm asking people when I'm
Yeah.
going around and asking for her. She is pretty.
I think this is a montage. If the
Yes.
if the four of you are following in tow, I think we see Seventh Storm, talking to people around in the area, talking to magistrates, getting following up, and I think it's taking a while as it's kind of getting on dusk. You finally will get to a like a carter who recognizes your family symbols and says, "Oh, it was very unusual. Yes, there's the young woman, and the dress very did not seem like she belonged here. Very young.
Where is she?
Oh, it was strange. As I saw her, I assumed she was going to burn incense or something for her ancestors. She went into the graveyard there, but the temple I know is abandoned in that place, so I don't know why she would go there."
And I vanish. Because I've taken this new move that allows me to jump from one point of a scene to another point of that one.
Yep.
It's just like that. Seven Storm just vanishes. There are a few illusions left behind, and then he appears on the cemetery at this temple.
Okay.
Where you can see it. I mean, you can see that because it's not a kind of a teleportation move, but yeah.
There's a blur as Seven Storm moves in a way that none of you have seen him move before, and shoots. There's that sort of the leaves and mist that are in the graveyard will be sent up as he rushes to there. Turbulent Stone, Moonlit River. Let me get a sense of what your positioning is in this before I reveal more detail. Turbulent Stone?
I think I would wait outside of the gate area and kind of see what happens. I'm a little shocked at the way Seventh Storm just moved.
Mm-hmm.
Today's like a day of finding out a lot of things are not as I thought they were.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You're at the gate, the entryway. You can see the mist on the ground here as it's getting dusk, the markers here, the temple in the distance, old trees. This place doesn't feel good. It feels unhealthy. Moonlit River, what do you do?
I'm probably not too far from Turbulent Stone when Seventh Storm kind of whipped. Part of me started looking at, like, just a little bit of nervousness looking around to make sure that we don't have Snowy Fox kind of anywhere nearby, but I'm sort of scanning the crowd and a little more nervous at this point.
Well, let's have you make a study move.
Well, I'm only down to a few, so let's go ahead and use my fire.
Okay.
8.
8. So you make a declaration or ask a question?
Is there any immediate danger here?
Yes. There are foes inside that temple who are clearly waiting for people to arrive. And you'll definitely feel that maliciousness and that anger and even a demonic presence here.
I am reminded of the time in a past life when I had actually used a temple and a loved one of Turbulent Stone and Snowy Fox in that previous life to lure them in when I was a magistrate, and ended up having them captured and then sentenced for a crime that we find out later they were innocent of.
We see that, yeah, that flash of that in the backdrop, and probably a sharp intake of breath as you realize how close this is.
Turbulent Stone, they're waiting inside.
Let me cut from that to ask Goldspot Tiger, what are you doing as you see Turbulent Stone and Moonlit River kind of stop at the entryway to the graveyard, but Seventh Storm has rushed inward up to the entranceway to the temple.
I'm following along mischievously, trying to keep up with Seventh Storm to see what's happening.
Absolutely. So I think you will get up there. And Seventh Storm, you will get up to this entryway, and you will see that there are 4 figures here. 2 of them look like young women, and at first you think maybe they're your sister, but they're clearly not. They are dressed in the bridal red, and you can see here, even as you look, that their eyes are kind of sunken, and there's something wrong with them. And you can see that they have these gloves on with these sharpened fingernails. You see there is a man here who looks kind of short and squat. And when you look at him, you just kind of hear a little like buzzing, flapping kind of sound from him, and you can tell that he is unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
And then your sister with a sword in her hand.
Okay.
Brother.
What are you doing?
Oh,
And I'm moving next to her, kind of half in front of her, which is probably a mistake, and try to shield her from all these demons. What are you doing here, little Breeze?
I was waiting for you.
And I half turn, like I wouldn't want to let these demons out of my sight.
Let's have you make that study roll.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. I am rolling with Earth again because I've got everything else marked except for my style element. Yeah, I've rolled a 12.
Good, you've got 2 hold.
Neat. I want to know, is she possessed?
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. So I have to unpossess her as quickly as possible.
She's possessed by a potent spirit.
It's not very good. Where is the rest of them? They're probably coming, but I don't know. I will then say to her, I need to figure. Oh yeah, right. Wait, I will throw up some illusions just to confuse her. You know.
Okay, then
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
That.
Yeah, I have a roll for. I have a move for that exactly. So I will roll with Earth again. See how that goes. Well, it's a 7, so okay.
Okay.
You're right. Okay, it can affect a large. Victims will not realize the illusions until I've left. I think that's what I want, that they don't realize that this is an illusion. And what's happening is that there are 5 Seventh Storms, right?
And I think you will affect her. Like the illusions will definitely affect her and keep her from going at you, and kind of allow you to kind of move her in a position. But there's still 3 other foes. We will come back to you. Let's get things set. Gold Spot Tiger. This has changed the situation. There are a couple of demonic handmaidens and a potent demon there in human form. What do you do, Gold Spot Tiger?
Would this be an instance where they would be like, "Oh, hey, I know that guy"? Would they? Do you think they would recognize me as another monster, or
only if you want to? You don't have that as like a cost on any of the moves. It depends on what you do.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to. Let me think. Do you mind if I take a moment to deliberate? You can.
Yeah,
go around the
absolutely.
room if you
Let
want. All right,
me. Then Moonlit River, you have stepped over to Turbulent Stone and said there are foes inside. What do the two of you do?
I'm not pushing out. What did you say?
I'm
sorry, Raji.
Raji.
Oh, I think I will probably rush in, actually.
Okay.
Well,
Then let's start with you, Turbulent Stone. I assume you want to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Then let's have you roll study.
Okay.
I'll give you some basic info, and then we'll see what else you can tell.
I'll roll with Earth. Wow. Oof. It got worse when it refreshed.
That's that dice roller, yeah.
Let's see. That's 5.
That is a 5. So I think that you will rush in, and that's when this you kind of go, okay, there's two of these handmaids here. I can see there's 7 Storms Illusions, and who is this other guy? And you're like, you kind of stop, and he goes, and all of this dust flies in your face, choking moth dust, and you will know what it is. It is demon moth dust, and mark an element. And right now you have a hard time seeing. It's gotten right in your face. I mean, this is in your bag of tricks, is you know how to protect yourself from this, but you've just walked into it point blank. And we'll see you kind of stumble back away. Moonlit River, you'll see that. Turbulent Stone, struck, his eyes burning. He kind of falls backwards. You see this demon figure. What do you want to do, Moonlit River?
Yeah, the demon figure would work as a supernatural spirit.
Yes.
As far as as I kind of pull up in front of me, like the hand gestures and such, I try to drive back the figure from Turbulent Stone using my exorcist.
Okay. Let's have you roll.
That is 7.
What do you want as your complication here as you push back this moth spirit, this moth demon?
How about this? As I'm going, it's so difficult to do. As I'm doing it, that my own physical energy is sapped. I'm going to go ahead and mark it so I'm down just to fire.
Yeah, it's exhausting. This moth demon, while it's on your scale, is passionate, is here with a singular purpose, and that is to kill Turbulent Stone. Hasn't so that is the situation. Goldspot Tiger, should I check back with you?
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Can I? Would be painted using the painted skin skill. Would I be able to become invisible, sort of?
Can't do that. But
It would take on the form of any physical object.
Yeah, physical appearance of a like an animal or person.
All right. All right. Come back to me. Sorry.
Okay, sure, absolutely. No, and I think this is reasonable. You're caught out here. There's a demon you don't necessarily want to expose yourself in front of who is attacking Turbulent Stone. There are a couple more of these handmaidens, and Seventh Storm's sister is in peril. It is not a good scene. Seventh Storm, right now your for the moment, your sister and the demon possessing her are kind of held up in your illusions, but you will see Turbulent Stone fall back from this demon. Moonlit River steps up, does that banishing effect and pushes it back, but you can see that taxes Moonlit River. There's that stumbling as you can see that his energy is weakened, and there are two other foes here not even engaged yet.
Yeah, well, I will ignore the two other foes not engaged yet, because right at that moment, I assume that this demon is responsible for whatever is happening to my sister. So I will attack him.
Okay. So this is Duel against supernatural forces. So you may take your +1.
Yep.
Tell me what do we see? You've got your illusions going over here. What do we see in this temple when you move over to this demon in human form?
I think what we see is that one of the 7 storms that is in this temple suddenly moves up to that demon. That demon seems a bit busy with blowing dust at Turbulent Stone and being slightly banished by Moonlit River. And Turbulent Stone he has a sword. His sword is out now. He will use his sword, and there are still these bird illusions that he usually uses when he attacks people, that they will come at this moth demon. Moths get eaten by birds, so that might be a bit intimidating all of its own. And then he tries to strike the demon with a sword.
Let's have you roll.
Yeah, let's have me roll. Let's go. Okay, that's okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, it changed to a 6, so that makes it with a +3 to a 9. And I will spend another bond with Moonlit River, because why not, to make it a 10.
All right.
I don't like this demon.
So I think you will see the energy on your sword, the magic kind of come, and it's already pushed back by the force of Moonlit River's banishing kind of thing, and we'll see you stab into it and disrupt its form here, and it has to essentially let go and escape out of this physical form, and you destroy it.
Yeah, go away.
Absolutely.
Cool. It says here that I may declare a shift in the fiction, a change of heart, impress someone, shift in entanglement.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could use that to, well, I don't know, to help my sister in any kind of way. Maybe.
I tell you what, that will go a little ways towards lowering the scale of this demon.
Oh, okay.
That is still in your sister. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds fine.
Let's count that as a tick on the clock towards that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Gold Spot Tiger. Moth Demon's gone. There's still a demon possessing Seventh Storm's sister, and there are these 2 handmaidens. Everybody's occupied elsewhere, so you've certainly got the ability to do what you want without being seen.
Would you say that the handmaiden demons are on my scale, or?
Yeah, they're on your scale. They're foes.
All right. So Emperor of the Underworld won't help me here.
No, not with them.
And is Turbulent Stone still incapacitated?
Turbulent Stone has 4 out of 5 elements marked, but still is up and fighting because his earth element isn't marked yet. So he's fighting through the blinding effect of this powder.
All right, so I'm going to scamper out of the room, and outside I'm going to transform back into Gold Spot Tiger.
Okay.
And then come bounding in with sword drawn, ready to attack.
Do you want to take on one of these handmaidens? Do you want to attack? Okay. Then that's a duel. They are of the same scale as you. So let's have you roll that.
I'm going to use my fire. I was just looking at my stats.
Oh yeah, and you would when you're attacking, you always use your style element. So yeah.
11.
11. So tell me what that looks like. Essentially, you move in. There are two of them. You kind of get them apart. You're not sure. They've clearly been corrupted. They've got these metal fingertip things. You've got your sword out. What does that look like here? How are you getting through their defenses and taking this one out?
So it's official if that one goes down.
Yep.
Because of the roll.
Yeah. Tell me how you do that.
So, all right. So my family is known for wearing bright colors, in bright raiments and robes and things like that. So basically what happens is I move very quickly, and it's like this giant burst of color kind of trailing behind me, kind of like a tracers.
Mm-hmm.
And I come through, and I kind of go like a direct path to one of the handmaidens, and I'm a blur, and then all of a sudden I stop, and my arm is extended, and the sword is pierced through the handmaiden's chest.
There's that moment where they kind of scratch at the sword with those metal things. There's sparks as they do that, but then that one will collapse to the ground. Turbulent Stone, kind of fighting through this. There's one of the handmaidens is down, the other one is still up. This moth is there. The possessed sister is still caught up in these seventh storm illusions and is slashing at them. What do you want to do?
The moth is dead, correct?
It is gone.
Nice. I'll attack one of the maidens.
There's another one there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot sloppier than normal.
So go ahead and roll with your earth.
Ooh, thank goodness. Okay, that is a 12.
So tell me what that looks like, because you are awesome. Fighting through the pain, fighting through this. What do we see on screen? Again, she has these claws. How do you match that, and how do you fight through this?
Oh, sorry, it was an 11. Sorry.
Still 11, awesome.
But yeah. I think I just try to I realize I'm being like super reckless, especially with everything going on, and I think I'm not having much of an effect at first, and then I get back and I breathe and try to focus on hearing and other senses that'll help me, because sight isn't really doing it.
There's that shink as they do this with their claws, so you can hear that coming, and we'll probably see you, they come stabbing at you and you parry, stabbing at you and you parry, and then how do you dispatch this thing?
I think I attack by like sweeping their feet with my sword and try to just knock them down.
Go low, knock them down, and do you finish them?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We'll see that, and there's that sort of cry that you recognize as a corrupted being, like gargling its last there. Moonlit River, she's barely holding it together. But those handmaids are dispatched. The moth is dispatched. It's merely this potent demon in what is Seventh Storm's sister.
Okay. I barely able to even hold my Guando, and just in front of me, just on the ground, and then just concentrating, and I start doing some of the mantras, and then reaching out, and I am going to try to expel her.
All
Expel the
right.
demon from her.
All right.
11.
Roll, and then what'd you say?
11.
And mark an element.
As if it's powerful as I do it, I start going backwards. I get flung down the stairs. I'll go ahead and mark wounded.
Okay. Yeah. I like that we have like there's stairs to the up to going up to an upper level, and we see you do that and hit, and there's that explosion of energy, and we see you thrown across the temple, just shatter through these stairs, dust and goes everywhere, and we see this figure pushed out, this fly demon thing pushed out of Seventh Storm's sister there, and it's more vulnerable now. Seventh Storm,
I got it. Yes, it's mine.
you've
Leave
got
my sister alone.
one shot
Thing.
here. You have evened the scale for the moment. You got one
Okay.
shot before it's going to recover.
Okay. I will try to. Please, dice, be nice to me. Yes, it changed to a 10. So yeah.
Tell me what that looks like. This thing is pushed out. It's still connected to your sister. Like in a moment, it's going to push its way back in, but it's pushed out by Moonlit River's forces. What does it look like when you hit this thing?
I think you see the illusionary Seventh Storm just dissipate, and the real one just jump at that, cut the connection with the sword, and just release a slew of these bird illusions at that fly thing, and like they converge on it and rip it apart, and Seventh Storm just cleans it up with the sword.
See that swirl, and then as it kind of breaks up that last little essence, you'll drive your blade into it, and it will crack and gives way, and your sister collapses to the floor of the temple.
I tell that fly demon, not my sister.
You hear that buzzing go away as you do this, and you look around. There are no other foes here. Turbulent Stone is wiping clean his eyes. Thank goodness Goldspot Tiger was nearby, as she was able to help with this. And Moonlit River is laying on the floor over there, just brutalized.
Sorry, Moonlit River, I'm going to take care of my sister now. I mean,
absolutely, you can pick her up. It's that thing where we've got the makeup with the daubs of sweat on her, and she looks up and she goes, "Turbulent Stone." Turbulent Stone, what do you do? Now that this situation has been brought in hand, but there's still some stuff up in the air here.
Yeah. The situation with Little Breeze seems complicated, so I think I'm actually going to try to go to Moonlit River and help him out.
Okay. You want to do a comfort and support?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully I roll well.
I hope so.
Keep getting these 5 rolls, but that makes it a 7.
Okay. So Moonlit River, suddenly Turbulent Stone is there, kind of helping you up, speaking to kind of bring you around. You may clear your wounded or one of your elements.
Clear my wounded. Help me shake off the hip to the head.
And what do you look like? Like, how do we know that you have been through the ringer?
I look like I have that television thing in particular of like the one thing of blood coming off of the eyebrow and making it kind of partway down the face. My clothes have been ripped. I've got like dust from the stuff I hit kind of all over it. It's just a couple bruises that are visible, like a little rough and exhausting.
Yeah, it's just that this just wore you out. Goldspot Tiger, what do we see of you?
I'm just kind of hanging back. I think I'll check in on Turbulent Stone. You know how. You know, do you need any assistance, Turbulent Stone?
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
All right. So I reach out, pull him up. Use my part of my robes to try to get the dust off. Get the moth dust off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Just start trying to aid him and help him get himself together.
Let's have you roll comfort and support.
All right. Roll an 8.
Roll 8. So, Turbulent Stone, you may clear one of your elements. Goldspot Tiger, I have to ask this. As you are assisting Turbulent Stone, is the bell still in your possession?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, you will help him out and get him up on his feet.
Is there any way I could, basically place the bell in a pocket of his or something?
Certainly. I think
All
that's a simple overcome action to do that.
Let's hope I do it. 1 second. I'm going to use metal as well. Oh, so that's a 4 with metal.
Okay.
Is there any other stuff I can use to juice this over the line?
You can burn a bond,
Okay.
as many as you like, to get yourself +1 per bond.
What bonds do I have? Like my I see Mournful Ghost or Ox Head. That's it, huh?
Yeah, it looks like you have 2. What your total right now is a 4.
Yeah. So that
no.
still wouldn't put me over, right?
Right.
All right. Well, we'll just say I dropped the bell.
Actually, with the fail, I think it's going to be slightly worse than that.
Okay.
I think as you are got that, you're going to put that in pocket. Turbulent Stone, your hand reaches out, and we see you grab onto Goldspot Tiger's arm, and you see that she has that bell in her hand.
This is interesting.
You know, calling her out right now is going to reveal your role in all of this.
Yep. I feel like in the heat of everything and with the confusion of the day and looking at what I have marked here, I might just react with an attack.
Oh. Do you want to go to PvP, or are we kind of doing this as a dramatic moment where we see you kind of push back on her and maybe threaten? How would you like to do that?
I guess we could go either way, and Abe, I'm interested in what you think as well. I think
PvP is usually about particular stakes, like there's something at stake here, whereas I think this might be a little more general.
Yeah, I mean, I think seeing the bell, I just get the sense that Goldspot Tiger is involved in everything that has happened and might be like just one more enemy.
Does that seem fair to you, Goldspot Tiger? Suddenly that suddenly you and Turbulence are kind of facing down?
Yes.
Okay. Seventh Storm, you're cradling your sister. You see Goldspot Tiger go over, and after Turbulent Stone has helped Moonlit River, and then you see Goldspot Tiger leap back, her blade up and Turbulent Stone's blade up, and they are They are drawing swords on each other.
Okay, I assume so for some reason that one of them must be possessed now, because why else would they do this? But I won't let go of my sister. Does she have the comb?
Oh no, she's already handed
Oh.
that off.
Oh, damn. Okay. I'm not going to leave my sister, but I will maybe carry her over to Moonlit River so we can figure out together what's going on, and I will look at him and say, what's going on with them?
Does Eternal Love work on PCs?
Yeah.
Because if you two are cool with that, I could do the thing where I reveal some about the past life with Turbulent Stone that might halt the action in the fight. It's getting towards that.
Yeah. Of course, the weird thing being Gold Spot Tiger, has had a lot of ancestors that look quite like her and her brother.
Remarkably similar. No makeup done on the flashbacks.
Right. So let's have you roll that.
Okay. And the fire. That's a 4. Well, that did not work out well.
Going around.
Yep. I cry out. I'm like, Turbulent Stone, stop this. This is much like the temple in which, in our previous life, I led to the capture and execution of yourself in Snowy River. There should be your Snowy Fox. There should be no more death here.
And he says that, and his ability, you get that flash of this. You see, you know that Moonlit River killed not just you, but your love in a past life. And another person here has turned against you. What do you say, Turbulent Stone?
You're both cowards. Backstabbers.
You see, maybe kind of still watching now, eyes probably passing between the two of them. Gold Spot Tiger. Situation is tense. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm keeping my sword at the ready. I'm certainly guard.
Yeah. Or in that standoff, do you say anything?
No, I'm just going to use the steely gaze. Just stay silent and at the ready.
Seventh Storm. You see this, that everyone's all in position. You see whatever Moonlit River said did not help the situation. It made it worse. The two of them are standing now. Turbulent Stone is looking back at Moonlit River and at Gold Spot Tiger with anger.
I might come to the conclusion that it's he who is possessed, but I don't know because Little Breeze said his name when she came to.
That is true.
I don't know, but
do you want to study?
Yes, I want to study. That's a good idea. Let me study. Let me roll badly and arrive at the totally wrong conclusion.
Absolutely.
Let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's a 5. That's a 6, and I get to mark my next to last element, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. He's whatever that moth did. It affected him, or perhaps he was in on this all along. Mm-hmm. But something wrong with Turbulent Stone here.
Well, I will get up then, draw my own sword, because why not? And tell everyone that whatever they're doing, they have the comb. My sister is out of danger, and I will not let any of you, and I look at Turbine Stone here, endanger her further. And I don't know what's going on with you, Turbine Stone, and you, Goldspot Tiger. But I will take my sister to safety now.
I think that moth dust has affected Turbulent Stone. Perhaps he's under the influence of some sort of evil spirits.
Seventh Storm is picking up his sister, kind of ready to move her to safety. Blade is still out in hand.
Yeah.
Turbulent Stone, you hear that accusation fly, but Seventh Storm is moving, carefully watching everyone to get her out of the temple.
I think I just say, you're the only evil spirit influencing things here.
I assume you say that to Goldspot Tiger, right?
Right.
Yes. Sorry.
So Seventh Storm will leave Moonlit River. The sense this is kind of a Cold War here.
I would ask Moonlit River if he wants to come with me, because, I mean, he's obviously not in on this, whatever happened with him in past life or anything, but this seems, maybe you should come with us. Moonlit
He's
River.
probably physically and emotionally numb at this point. He just sort of nods and is barely on his feet.
Yeah.
And those others head out, and it is Goldspot Tiger and Turbulent Stone.
Seventh Storm's house. I saw you speak to the young girl, and now this. What's your excuse?
I should be asking you why you have the bell. There's no one left here to lie to. Tell me what's going on.
I've been sent here to keep an eye on you, to protect you from trouble by a very important person. And I know that you're capable and you can handle yourself. However, there are forces at play that are much larger than either you or I. I needed to follow you into Seven Storm's house to make sure nothing was going to happen to you. As you know, the young girl was possessed by a demon, and I had to make sure that didn't happen to you.
So now, let's go to the Hearts and Minds move, because this gives Turbulent Stone some options with some rewards, depending on how things roll out here. So, Goldspot Tiger, why don't you roll Hearts and Minds?
I used fire last time and I blew it. Do I mark that or something?
Oh yeah, I think for that collapse.
All right, so fire's marked. All right, so I'm gonna roll with metal.
Yeah.
All right, what is that? That's a 5. If I burn both of my bonds, then
Yeah.
it'll push me up to 7. So I'll do that.
Okay. So, you can get an XP Turbulent Stone if you kind of de-escalate this situation.
Okay.
Or you both can mark an element if you can press forward.
I think I've shown myself to be overly trusting. So I think I dropped my sword.
Then you may mark an XP.
I dropped my sword as well. I'm sorry for the deception, but I was under strict orders not to let on what was happening. We can I'm sure we can work out a way to move past this and learn to and work together.
I sincerely hope so, but I need time.
Of course.
That's a good end line for this session, I think, at this point, as we see people heading back probably to the house of the Lotus Wind lineage. We'll take up with that. I think based on we hit a lot of people's entanglements a lot today, so I'm just going to give a flat 3 end of session XP to everyone.
What happens? Okay, so I've burned my bonds with everybody. So what is that? What happens now?
Oh, so
I just don't have any more bonds to burn if I want to. I'm still working for Oxhead, and I still have a thing for Moonlight with Ghost.
What the bonds are is they're basically the kind of the push or the energy you get from those connections. So you can reestablish those. They don't destroy the relationship at all. All they are is about how you're calling on, oh, Oxhead really wanted me to do this, or, I don't want to do this because I don't want to let Oxhead have the satisfaction, those kinds of things. The comfort and support action can build bonds. You can choose that as an option, outside of combat to kind of build those up and build those reserves of connections. So it doesn't change your relationships at all.
I've got a question. Are we at the end of the story arc?
Yeah, I'll let everybody
Cool.
clear an element because
Thank
we're
you.
at the end of a little story arc there. That's a good question.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Hearts of Wulin, and this is an important question.
Yeah, I think that was an important arc. All right. Well, we'll do next time. We'll do again Stars and Wishes at the end of next session. I will try this week to pull together some possible dates, and we'll see if we can find time to do a makeup session so that we have the full 5 sessions with this, because I think what we're doing here deserves 2 more sessions to resolve out the story. I hope that's okay with people.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll work on that.
I mean, I have to say my calendar is pretty full, so I don't know if that would work out. But yeah, I would like to play 2 more sessions.
We'll see if we can do it. We'll do it. We'll pull some things. We'll look at June if we can figure it out. If we can't, then we'll definitely lean into resolutions next time. But we'll get that figured out this week. Thank you all so much. That was wild. That was a wild session of good and bad rolls, especially towards the second half. Great use of abilities. Enjoyed it all. We'll definitely do the Stars and Wishes next time. So I'm going to stop recording. If I can figure it out there.